Hey everyone, I'm Leslie,
And I'm Andrew.
and we are
Fun with the Freedmans.
We created this YouTube channel to for our friends and family to help follow along with us as we are in Poland for the next couple of years.
Yes, and so we arrived on April 2nd after 24 hours of travel. Arrived at 1 p.m. April 2nd and have checked into our apartment and are now living in Wrocław.
Woohoo! So we have an apartment for the first 30 days, and then we went and looked at apartments yesterday for more long term. Maybe we'll do like an apartment house hunter, unless, but not called that because
Yes.
legal stuff.
Maybe we can do a house hunter episode.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. But that's why we created this. Thanks for being here. We're gonna try to keep it like relatively short. I think we should go over a few ground rules.
Okay.
These are really more for me than they are.
I've not heard these ground rules. Yes.
No, he hasn't. So, ground rule number 1 in no particular order. A lot of our friends have kids, and so I'm going to try to limit my language to PG-13.
That's good.
So that's ground rule number 1. Once again, mostly for me, not for him. Ground rule number 2, I only have 2. Don't worry. Ground rule number 2, I'm going to try to avoid using words that could subjectively be bad, like weird. Like it's so weird that that it's like this, because it's not necessarily weird to hear in this culture.
Yeah, it may just be strange from
strange for
your
me.
Perspective, but that doesn't mean that it's actually, different isn't bad.
Different isn't bad. Exactly. So I don't want to say like, oh, it was so weird that like X, Y, and Z, like they don't cut their grass here. Instead saying, I feel like it is abnormal for me to see this, but maybe there's a reason, maybe there's whatever. So that's like I want to keep it positive.
Okay. Good. I think those are good rules.
Okay. So in this episode, we're going to go over just first impressions. We have been here 4 days.
Yeah, it's Saturday, so 4 days sounds good to me.
I'm not doing the math.
5 days.
So first impressions, why don't you go first?
Yeah, so my first impression is everybody is very nice. Everybody is very friendly and very welcoming. The weather is great. The forecast says it's cloudy, but there's been lots of sun, throughout the day, and it's quite warm actually here. So it doesn't feel like winter at all. I know that we're in April, but it feels quite warm.
Yeah, we came prepared for like I brought my gloves, all that jazz, and it is like it's just as warm in here as it is outside right now.
Yeah, it's really wonderful, and everything is very well taken care of. Everything's very clean. The city's very clean. Mm-hmm. It seems like they take really good care of the community, and so it's just a beautiful city. And driving has been fun. Yeah,
so
I've been able to drive.
So Andrew drove for the first time
2 days ago.
2 days ago, Thursday.
Yeah.
Sportek.
Yes.
I think that means Thursday. How was that?
It was good. It was not that different. It was basically the same as the United States in that you follow the speed of traffic, not the speed limit, it seems. And there were a couple of roundabouts that had very light or faint, road markings that you had to navigate around, but they were generally okay. I would say overall, it was very good. So the navigation system doesn't seem to work as well, or maybe tells you to go down roads that I'm not sure are legitimate roads.
Google Maps tried to take us down a couple dirt roads, and we were like, no, this is a city. Like, I'm not going down this.
So we might need to update our settings in Google Maps.
Yeah.
But no, I think overall driving was very good. And it's definitely, I appreciate a small car here. I would say parking is very difficult.
Lots of parallel parking, and you did a 90-point turn the other day?
Oh, yes. It was very Austin Powers, where I had to turn around in a one-way alley to park.
Yeah. You did a good job.
Yeah, thank
welcome. You're welcome. You've. I will say we had to go to DC to get our visas, and it was a little scarier in the passenger seat in DC than it was in the passenger seat here. But they also gave us a big minivan, and we were kind of, like in whatever lane we felt like being in.
I'd never driven those roads before, so that's my excuse.
That's good. Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so first impressions also, people super, super nice. So we took a taxi. In fact, one of Andrew's coworkers got us a taxi and insisted that we have a taxi waiting for us, with like the little name card and everything. And they were very nice. One of the big things that stood out to me, it was probably like a 40-minute drive, 30-minute drive maybe from the airport. Nobody honks here. There was like we honked once as the taxi driver, and that was because someone was kind of thinking about coming into our lane, and it was like, beep, we're over here, don't hit us.
Yeah.
But like there's I want to say like 1.3 million people in the metro area of Wroclaw, and no, like we're in the middle of the city right now, and you can't hear
anything. Yeah, it's very quiet.
Honking.
Yeah, very quiet. Yeah.
But there's tons. You look outside, there's people walking around everywhere. That to me was just like, oh, well, that's kind of pleasant. Another first impression was everyone is super young.
Yes.
Like,
that is very true.
And I thought, I was like, well, maybe I'm just noticing people kind of my age. I would like to think I'm super young. Maybe I'm just noticing people my age. And Andrew said the exact same thing. He's like, did you notice people are really young here? And lots of like young professionals, lots of families, which is really cool.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Even out like in the middle of the day, because I'm out during the middle of the day walking around and doing whatever, and lots of young professionals.
Yeah, I agree. No, it's very cool, and I think everybody as well, seems very professional. Seems.
Oh yeah.
Very,
our real estate agents have
together.
Been amazing.
Yes.
Very nice, very, very professional.
Agreed. And so we looked at apartments, and we think we picked an apartment downtown. So we'll be on this little island downtown, right in city center, which I think will be very nice for us.
Yes.
And so we'll be experiencing real city living and looking to move in early May.
Yes. So we also, should we tell them about our first experience at the grocery store?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
So we get in, it's maybe 1:30 or something. By the time we get, it's probably 2-ish. By the time we get to the apartment,
2, 3 o'clock.
It's been a long several flights, and we don't want to just go to sleep immediately and throw off. We want to kind of stay on a
normal schedule.
Thank you. A normal schedule. And so Andrew's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, practical Leslie. And he's like, well, we should go to the grocery store and get some like food for tomorrow morning and stuff like that, because we're going to wake up and not want to go immediately to the grocery store, And so we just kind of look up, ask some people, and there's a grocery store like right kind of catty cornered to us.
A little ladybug kind of grocery store. I would be butchering the name.
I'm not even going to try to say the name of it. And so we walked down there, and that was an experience.
Yeah, I don't see Leslie get angry or upset a lot, but I could just tell that she was not having it, and so after gathering 5 items, we had to leave because I think she was about to have a panic attack.
I hit my max. It was okay. So it was kind of first of all, in the U.S., I try not to shop at Aldi or Lidl because I hate the way that it's organized.
Well, I think you have OCD.
That's very possible but it's not organized.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't like the way that it's organized. This was Aldi meets Big Lots on crack.
And I guess I forget that I lived in Germany for 3 months, so I'm kind of used to this, where there's not, you go in, there's great prices, everything is, very fresh for the most part, but it's not massively produced, let's say. So it's not incredibly organized and orchestrated.
It's not
in the same
organized,
way
period.
that American grocery stores are.
It's not organized at all. So like, you may have like diapers and then like chips and then body wash.
That's
and
not
then,
bad.
like,
I wouldn't say it was quite that bad. But
it made TJ Maxx look like the Container Store.
Yeah, I mean, TJ Maxx is pretty organized.
I feel like at one point we're gonna learn how to do a poll on here. Mm-hmm. We'll have to do a poll. But yes, we bought a bunch of random items, and I was like, I can't handle this. Like after traveling, this is too much cultural immersion all at once.
Yes, so Leslie was ready for bedtime. So we left the store with, I think, some peanut butter. I think we had no bread.
Peanut butter,
body wash, maybe some frozen vegetables,
pasta, and pasta sauce.
Yep, everything that you need for a stable diet.
You got some yogurt.
Yeah, I did get some yogurt, which was delicious.
Yeah. For breakfast. And so we did that and survived, even though we couldn't figure out how to check out.
Yeah, we did have a bit of difficulty with the checkout.
But process. Even, I mean,
it was mainly the American Express didn't work, and that threw us off a bit. So,
but the checkout person even spoke a little bit of English. Like decent number of people speak English here.
Yep.
Which is really nice.
Yes, it is very nice.
And there are, what I've experienced so far, not in that store, but in other stores, there's a good amount of like vegan options.
Yes.
Like there's a whole restaurant that's just vegan that we ate at,
which is very good.
Yeah,
very good. And so and everything's quite affordable, and and so it's really great being in the new community.
So we'll see what the next week brings, if we can kind of get into some routines and
Absolutely.
I'm sure more cultural fun. And but in the meantime, maybe we'll try to do a little something on some of the apartments that we looked at, just to give you an idea of what it looks like here and what it looks like living in an apartment.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we hope to do these episodes every week on Saturdays, and so that'll be our schedule and our routine that we'll be trying to establish with our new habits. I think we're both past the jet lag now.
Yeah.
For the most part. And so did you want to talk about apartments now, or are we talking about that in a future?
We'll do it in a separate one.
Okay.
We'll do it in a separate one. This is good. This is like 15 minutes. We'll learn how to do this. This is just the beginning.
This is episode 1.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Yes.
And if I will open up the comment section, so if you have questions, like specific questions that you want us to answer about the area or about whatever, just drop a question in there. We are 6 hours ahead of the East Coast, just FYI. So, I mean, it could be lovely. If we do this on Saturday, you could wake up every Saturday, Sabata morning, and get a new video.
This is true. I think it's a great routine for you to have fun with the Friedmans and hear about our experiences with cultural difficulties. I will say one thing before we finish is, even though we speak very terrible Polish, we did get a compliment on our pronunciation of Polish at dinner.
We did, and it was before we tipped the waitress.
It was before we tipped the waitress, yes.
But I think it was genuine. She seemed genuine.
Yes, I agree. I think it was surprise that we had a decent pronunciation. So go Pimsleur. That's one for Pimsleur.
Yes. She said our pronunciation was very good, and we asked her to. She asked if she should speak in English, and we said, could we practice with you in Polish? And so she, talked slowly, and we kind of figured it out together, and it was really fun. She was very sweet.
Yeah, she was. So, all right. Well, on that note, I think that's probably enough for Friedmans for today. But we miss everybody, and we look forward to talking to you next week. And so thanks again for checking in, and look forward to showing you some apartment fun next week.
Yes. And until then, let's teach them how to say goodbye.
Okay. Do widzenia.
Do widzenia.